Have you ever stopped to think about what could happen if the Bears finally find the perfect rhythm in the second half of the season? That possibility is becoming more and more real with the updates coming in about key player injuries and a golden opportunity against the Vikings. But will these changes be enough to turn the season around? Stay with us and let's dive into this exciting scenario. Let's start with Tevin Jenkins. He's a key player on the offensive line, and after missing the game against the Packers due to an ankle injury, he's finally back to practicing. According to reports, Jenkins fully participated in Thursday's activities, which is great news. Even with Jalen Kurang stepping up in his absence, there's no doubt that having a starter like Jenkins back can change the team's performance. Pro Football Focus still ranks Jenkins as one of the best in his position, which shows the impact he can have on the field. Now let's talk about DeAndre Swift. This running back has been a breath of hope for the Bears' offense, despite his recurring groin injuries. Thursday's limited practices showed that Swift is fighting to be in shape for Sunday's game. With the Vikings presenting a solid run defense, having Swift at 100% could be the key factor in breaking through that barrier. However, not everything is good news. Other players like Kieran Amaji and Ryan Bates remain out of practice, and the defense is also struggling with the absence of Elijah Hicks, who's filling in for Jaquan Brisker. Still, the potential return of Jenkins and Swift brings hope that the Bears can face the Vikings head-to-head. Another critical point is the pressure on Montez Sweat and the defensive line. With only 3.5 sacks for the season, Sweat is facing growing criticism and frustration. But he's not alone. The entire defense is feeling the pressure to perform better and turn individual performances into wins. The question is, will this be the game where we see the team wake up and finally align the defensive plan? Speaking of defense, there's a special focus on the Vikings quarterback, Sam Darnold. After a promising start, he's been struggling and making crucial mistakes. How can the Bears exploit this? Jalen Johnson, known for his straightforwardness, believes that Darnold's inconsistency is something the Bears can take advantage of. Is this the moment when the Bears' defense seizes the opportunity and turns the game around? Tension is in the air, and the upcoming games are crucial. With the team adjusting and players returning from important injuries, the big question is, can they turn this opportunity into a win? If Swift can overcome his physical limitations and return to his best form, he could be the missing piece to tilt the balance in the Bears' favor. But more than that, it's the offensive line with Jenkins back that could provide the necessary support for the entire offense to function. On the other hand, what about the defense? The pressure on Montez Sweat is enormous, and as he rightly pointed out, the lack of sacks isn't just an individual problem. When one of the defense's biggest names shows frustration, it's a sign that something needs to be adjusted. The defense needs to respond, especially when facing a quarterback like Darnold, who has shown he can be vulnerable when pressured. This is the time to make strategic adjustments. Defensive coordinator Eric Washington knows that the defense needs to evolve. He has the opportunity to change the approach by coordinating more effective blitzes and adjusting the game plan. With a chance to face a QB who has shown flaws, the Bears could finally showcase the solidity we expect from their defense. What do you think about all this? Do the Bears have what it takes to turn the game around, exploiting the weaknesses in the Vikings offense and pressuring Darnold into making crucial mistakes? The offensive line returning to its best form and the defense finally adjusting could be the key to a major turnaround. If you're eager to see the Bears overcome these obstacles and turn this season around, don't forget to subscribe to the Bears News Fan Report. Activate the bell to never miss an update and keep following this exciting journey. The season still has a lot to offer, and who knows, this might be the turning point for the Bears to achieve what we all know they're capable of. As a Bears fan, it's impossible not to feel a mix of excitement and anxiety with these updates. The return of Tevin Jenkins is like finding a key piece that was missing in the puzzle. He's essential to stabilize the offensive line. Meanwhile, DeAndre Swift, if healthy, could be the game changer on offense, especially against a solid defense like the Vikings. On the other hand, the frustration on defense is palpable. Montez Sweat and the rest of the defensive line need to step up now, or we risk seeing the same old story. Individual efforts that don't translate into wins. This game against the Vikings seems like the perfect chance to change the script. With Darnold stumbling, the defense must be relentless. Also, I think this game against the Vikings is not just about winning or losing. It's about proving that the team has the grit to respond under pressure. Jenkins' return could help open up space for more consistent runs, something we haven't seen much of lately. And with Swift in the backfield, we have a weapon that could tip any defense, as long as he's at 100%. The defense, however, is where my biggest concern and hope lie. Montez Sweat needs support, and that doesn't just mean individual numbers, but also a collective strategy that pressures the opposing quarterback and forces turnovers. Eric Washington needs to take more risks with blitzes and defensive variations because, as it stands, we're too predictable. What makes me optimistic is that the team has the talent and ability to make this work. We're facing a Vikings team that is far from unbeatable, especially with Darnold being so inconsistent. If we exploit their weaknesses and play smart, we can not only win but also send a message to the rest of the league: the Bears are alive. Now, if that doesn't happen, and we keep making the same mistakes, it will be hard to maintain confidence in what we can build for the future. That's why I believe this game is not just another game. It's a statement of intent. So my opinion as a fan is clear. This game is a turning point. If the Bears seize this opportunity, we can turn the season around. Otherwise, it'll be tough to keep believing there's something big to chase this year. Let's go, Bears.